What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Blades and Bait with the Novice Angler. Anyway, last week I showed you guys just a few of my Italian stilettos and folding automatics. Today I want to show you something else that I have in my collection, my OTFs, the out the front. Now, before you guys buy it, be sure to check with your state because every single state is different in regards to automatic. If you guys are looking for some very unique, original, custom design tees, anything from your fishing, funny, patriotic, and Christian-based tees, all designed by me or my wife, t-shirts like this, come check out at www.lumenpath.net. And thank you very much for all your support, guys. We appreciate it. So before we get started, I just want to explain to you, I know there's been some confusion out there of what's considered a manual knife, what's considered a semi-automatic or a spring assist knife, and what is considered as an automatic knife. First of all, let's start off with this one. This is my newest knife that I just got. This is made by Kaiser. Notice there isn't any type of spring inside. In fact, the whole entire opening is done manually. This is your classic manual folding knife. Now, moving up to your spring assist or assisted opening. This is your Kershaw. This is your Kershaw leak. Notice that there's actually a little bit of pressure when pressing down on this flipper tab. And basically, once you press down on it, then it releases the spring to open the rest of it up. What makes it a spring assist is that you actually have to put some force onto the blade itself before it pops open. Now, moving on, these are your OTFs. Some of them are semi-automatic or spring assist. Others are full automatic. Again, go and check with your state's law. Every single state out there is different, but these are just a few that's in my collection. Some of them that I sold in the past, others that I just picked up. Starting off with is what a lot of people think of your classic Switchblade. It's right here. In fact, this is my very first OTF. I ordered this directly from Italy from a company named SKM, Switchblade Knife Maker. This is your classic Concord. I sold this in the late 90s. And that is what most people think of your classic Switchblade. Many of your older movies use this, and in fact back in the 50s this style of knife became pretty famous and it gained notoriety. So in 1958 they came up with a federal Switchblade Act because somehow this knife is more deadly than your regular pocket knives. First one, and later on in the years I found this little guy right here. I thought it's pretty cool. This was one of my #1 seller. I was selling this guy for about $10, and this was also an attention grabber because when I see someone walking around, especially if they're smoking, I will whip this out and whip this out. That is pretty cool, isn't it? That is my #1 attention grabber. Just a little novelty. And another novelty that I used to sell. I used to sell this one for roughly about $15. Little tiny OTF knife. Yeah, One thing I do admit, each one of these knives, they are more of your budget knives. I say the most expensive one that I have in here cost me only about $50, but to me, they're the original Fidget Toys. Of course, it's not the type of fidget toy that you want to bring into the office unless you want your office Karen to be snitching on you and calling the cops. That's just a couple of my more popular knives that I sold. Yeah, I do admit they're not really made for use, or hard use anyway, but still, they're fun to play with. I enjoyed it. Another one of my more popular sellers was this one right here. This one was actually modeled off your Microtech Halo. Pretty good snap, pretty good kick, and the way that you retract the knife is that you press down on the button and pull this back bar out. And there it is, folks. That is, yeah, again, is modeled after the Microtech Halo, which, of course, the actual Microtech, you're looking at least about $200 or $300. This one, I used to sell it for about $25. Another one that I used to sell, and again, this one was modeled from your Microtech Ultralight. This one is not very light, but the difference is I was selling this one for about $25, and the actual Microtech Ultralight, you're looking at least about $200-300 again. This one is actually a dual action. What makes it a dual action, unlike the other one, this one is only a single action. This one, this switch, works for both extracting and retracting the blade. Moving on to something that is very popular. I sold a lot of these to the military and as well as the police. This is your guard feather. The guard feather, I used to sell it for about $30. It comes in a wide range of different colors, and I don't know if you still can pick this up anymore, but I used to sell them. This was back in the late 90s, probably early 2000s. It looks just like a pen. In fact, you can probably put it in your pocket and no one will know that it's actually a weapon. The way you work it, you slide this down, which reveals the switch or the button, and you simply press the button right here. Bam! Look at that. And the way that you retract this, the pick, is that you actually have to put it on something hard. In this case, I'll use my table. Press down on it. And there it is, folks. That is the guard feather. Really cool weapon. Then moving on to some of my newer ones. This one, I believe I picked it up back in 2015. This one is made by Charade. It's from your Charade Extreme Survival series. And this one, you have your lock right here. You slide down the lock. This one is also your assisted opening, OTF. And you press the way that you work this one and you get this to engage is that you press the switch at the bottom, and there it is. And the way that you retract this is that you have two switches right here. One is to engage, and the other one, that bottom switch, is what you want to press to retract the blade. And I think I picked this up for only about $40. This one, I actually got this for Christmas last year. And look at it. That just looks pretty badass. This one is made by Smith & Wesson. This is your Smith & Wesson MNP. And this one is called, a stupid name, but they call it the Finger Actuator OTF, or something like that. The way this one works is that this one is also considered as an assisted opening, because you actually have to press down on the blade first before it actually releases. And the way that you disengage it is that there's actually this switch right here that you have to press down on, which releases the blade, and you have to slide it back. Then you also have your safety switch right here. This one, you can pick it up for roughly about $50, and it is considered legal in most states. Again, check with your state's law. I'm not a lawyer. And finally, I spotted this. This is modeled off, or basically this one is a clone of your Benchmade Infidel. And I will never claim that this is the actual thing. The only difference is that the Benchmade Infidel, you're looking at least about $400 for one of these knives. This one, I picked it up. I believe I picked it up from AliExpress. It is a clone of the Benchmade Infidel. This one, I did pick it up for only about $40. Now, I'm not in support of clone knives or copied knives. I think it does do some injustice to the actual knife creator itself. But with this one, I just want to try it out. I want to see it, feel it for myself. Even though it's not the actual thing, but it'll give me an idea if and when, if I ever want to purchase the actual Benchmade Infidel. Good little fidget toy. Anyway, guys, that's just a little collection of some of my OTF knives, and hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, please give me a like and leave your comments down below, folks. Consider subscribing for some more knife, fishing, and kit videos. I'll talk to you guys later. You guys take care.